And man, here we go. We got the main event. Alexander Volkanovski taking on Yair Rodriguez. And I love this fight. I think people are sleeping on this fight. I think people are acting like Volkanovski's a lock, which I think is crazy, man. Like, how could you count out Yair in any fight? Like, this guy is a fucking freak, man. Like, I always, find it strange, some of the hate that Yair gets. Like now I'm seeing people are saying, like, oh, like, he went out the USADA testing pool to take EPO. It's like, dude, the motherfucker trains in Mexico City. Like, you don't think he's gonna have cardio? Like, what Mexican guy that trains in Mexico City has bad cardio? Like, oh, he gasses out. This Mexican, like, that doesn't happen, man. The guy is gonna have cardio, and I just think that's crazy. But I don't know why a lot of people count Yair on a lot of fights, and he's a huge underdog in this one. And I feel like he's probably the hardest matchup for Volkanovski that you could give him. I mean, this is a great fight. Volkanovski is coming in off that loss to Islam, where it was an extremely competitive fight, so he gained a lot of fans and notoriety, even more than he had before off that fight. But it's such a different matchup. It's almost like not even comparable to this one. But it's still, something to talk about. It's something to praise Volkanovski about, even though it's a loss. He went up in a weight class, tested himself, and almost came away a double champ. But now he's coming back down to handle business in his own weight, which it's always hard. I mean, you saw Volkanovski put on weight. Like, he even said it. Like, he got bigger. He added muscle to fight at 55s. And now he's coming back down to 45. So that's obviously something that's going to be affecting you. You know, you got to make your body smaller again, cut the weight, and we're going to see how he reacts to all that. But I definitely feel like Yair is a very, very live underdog in this fight. On the feet, and I could sound blasphemous saying this, like maybe I'll be completely wrong on fight night, but I think Yair's going to dominate on the feet. I feel like he's going to have a huge advantage. I'm not saying Volkanovski won't maybe have some moments, but we've never seen, like, who's the best kicker that Volkanovski's fought. Like, all the guys that he's fought are, he fought a lot of guys that early on in his run, he fought a lot of wrestlers, grapplers that wanted to try to take him down. And then I guess he did fight Aldo. I guess that's the best kicker that we've seen him fight. But we all know Aldo, like in his later run and at featherweight, at bantamweight, he wasn't kicking nearly as much as he used to. And Max Holloway, he's not really known as much of a kicker. Like, he's known as primarily a boxer. In the second fight with Volk, like, he came out, and I don't know why he didn't do it, in the second fight. I don't know why he didn't do it in the third fight, but he was kicking, man, and he dropped Volkanovski with the head kick. He was landing a lot of body kicks, and those kicks really gave Volkanovski a lot of issues. And I think Yair is one of the best strikers, in the UFC, in the history of the UFC. Just like his craftiness is crazy, man. You see the guy, like, the way he evades punches sometimes, it's like he's literally millimeters away, and it's like a matrix. He's like evading it. Like, the guy's a freak on the feet. When you pressure him, he's throwing these up elbows and flying knees, spinning attacks. Like, you never know which angle he's going to come from, what strike he's going to throw. And I think he's going to be moving. He has to move side to side lateral, use his footwork, his kicks, his speed, straight punches. When they get into, boxing range, he needs to sit down, throw 3, 4, 5 shots in combination. And we saw Volkanovski get sit down with some 1-2s in his last fight from that southpaw stance. And Yair could go southpaw, throw some 1-2s. And I feel like people are expecting Volkanovski to come in here and, like, turn into a D1 wrestler with Craig Jones' grappling efficiency on the ground. But it's like, when's the last time we saw Volkanovski really hold someone down and beat him in that way? Like, you have to go back like 5-6 years, facing a completely different style. I think he's gonna find it hard to close that distance and just shoot a double or put Yair against the cage and take him down. Like, I don't see it being that easy. Like, I really don't. Like, I think people are, like, going back to the Frankie Edgar versus Yair fight, and, like, that fight was, like, long time ago, man. Like, it's, like, you got to kind of, people evolve, and I think on the feet, Yair is just going to be too slick, like, with his footwork, and he's going to be able to land from long range, which other opponents of Volkanovski didn't have the ability to do quite as well. And I think in the pocket, he's so tricky, man, and it's going to be scary to exchange on the inside. But Alex, like, obviously Alex has extremely good feints, and his speed is elite. Like, if he can use his feints and his feet to get inside, land some punches, and then kind of get to the body lock, get a takedown or two, if he gets on top of Yair and can pass Yair's guard, it could be a dominant performance and another easy showing for Alex. And I could look completely wrong in talking about how the striking is going to be competitive because, Yair's going to let him get inside and use his punches to get the takedown, and then you'll be thinking about it the whole fight, and it'll just be an Alex Volkanovski runaway again. But I don't know, man. I've been pretty good at picking, like, when I pick a major upset in a title fight. I've had a pretty good track record of that, and a lot of it, to me, it's like you gotta feel the vibe of the guy coming in, and, like, I think Yair is extremely confident, extremely tuned on, ready to go, and I think that I'm gonna go with Yair Rodriguez by knockout in this one. I feel like a lot of people are gonna be very, very shocked at the result after fight night in this one because I think he's going to get third, fourth round KO, TKO. I think he's going to dethrone Volkanovski. Personally, I just really feel like it's just going to be a change into the guard here, man. So I'm going with Yair Rodriguez, getting the job done in this one, pulling off a major upset and taking out Alexander Volkanovski, the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now, and becoming the undisputed champion. So I think Mexico is going to have something even more to celebrate, and I'm going with Yair Rodriguez, man. I just don't think Alex is going to turn into a wrestler overnight, and I think he's going to strike with Yair. I think he's going to be confident in his striking, which rightfully so, and I feel like he's not going to take Yair seriously. I think he's thinking, I just had a close fight with Islam. I'm number one pound for pound, and I think it's going to bite him, man. I'm going with Yair. I'm going to say he knocks him out, becomes the new champ. So Yair Rodriguez, third round KO, TKO.